Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk with Lakshmee, a show about us, our people, our community, our culture, our experiences. And viewers, I know you're all excited. I know you saw that bio just now and you can't wait to meet Ghansham. Well, guess what? He's here. Joel, welcome to Let's Talk with Lakshmee.
Thank you very much, Lakshmee. Well, thank you for this opportunity, and to all of you, thank you.
Now, I know our viewers are really excited to have you here. I have to say thank you. I know you just got off a plane and came here directly, so thank you very much.
You're welcome, and you know, it's a privilege. And first of all, I want to say thank you. Let me just start by saying you're thanking me. I should be really thanking you, because we've had, in the history of West Indian television, we've had many, many entertainment shows and so on and so forth. But I think the Let's Talk with Lakshmee is obviously raising the bar. You're doing something completely different and going into the inside of people's personalities and careers and so on and so forth. So on behalf of all of the community, I thank you.
Well, thank you for that dear compliment. Now, Joel, when I knew you as a dancer. And now today you're known as an international icon. You're not only a dancer, you're a TV personality. You host tons of programs, shows, Bollywood shows. Joel, tell our viewers a little bit about how you got involved in this.
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, thanks for the compliments. You know, probably at about, you said you know me, you have to have been 5 if you've known me, because obviously, you know, there's a huge age gap.
Yeah.
And probably when I were about maybe 17, 18 years old, I actually, because you know, I'm in my 40s now, there's no secret in this.
And he fears he doesn't look like
And you know what, I'm proud to be 40, because you know, I've lived a fantastic life. I've been very blessed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I am really, really proud, and every day and every year that goes by, I've aged, I've learned more, and I'm very, very secure in who I am. But getting back to your question, so as a late teen-ish, I actually went to a show. And back then in Queens, and I'm sure your parents can tell you this, there were barely any chutney shows. So whenever there is a show, all of the West Indians and anybody goes out for entertainment. Yeah, I mean, we were starving for entertainment then. And I went to a show, and I actually, you know, we're dancing, carrying on a little up front, and Mr. Sundar Popo, you know, rest his soul, saw me and he pulled me up on stage.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and he pulled me up on stage, and of course I started to dance and so on and so forth. And then Uncle Bola, who would own Soca Paradise back then, Ramesh and
that's
all of them.
That's actually where I first saw you.
Right, exactly. You know,
dancing.
I'm telling you, man, I was like actually a piece of furniture at Soca Paradise. I was always there and so on and so forth. I was very involved with the family, and I'm so grateful and very honored and thankful for them, because Uncle Bola said, start to put me on all the shows and so on and so forth. And then the late Ramesh, of course, you know, rest his soul. He's been so supportive of me and so on. So anyway, and so I started to do 1 show, 2 shows, then you start to get popular, and male dancers were very rare. You know, there were 1 and 2 back then, and then it was something different, okay? And you know, us West Indian people, we love difference, you know what I mean? And so I started getting more and more shows and so on. And then comes where I branched into the whole television thing, because Soca Paradise had owned a program called Caribbean Spotlight. And speaking of icon, the iconic Mr. Ishri Singh, were hosting a show called Aapki Khushi back then.
Godfather of it all.
I'm telling you, praise him. And then they spun off the Caribbean Spotlight, and I started to co-host with Mr. Singh, and a tough guy but good guy, and I've learned so much from him, you know, timing and how to speak and so on and so forth. So I will forever be grateful and thankful to him, and I've learned so much from him, and that's how it really, really took off.
So now, I know you do a lot of Bollywood shows. Tell our audiences a little bit about that.
Well, you know, I ideally, obviously, being half of a West Indian, I started doing West Indian shows, from performing and doing all that kind of stuff.
You just mentioned half of a West Indian. Explain that.
Yes. Well, my mom is Indian, and my dad have the European descent of white and Portuguese, hence the color of the little.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So kind of half and half there. But you know what? I think I have 4 sisters, 1 brother, and myself, and out of all of us, I'm the one with the most Indian influence, if you will, from the music to the fashion to the dancing and so on and so forth, taking up the culture. And my mom is really, really proud of that, because, you know, she's the Indian one from Guyana, and she's really, really proud of that.
Now, where in Guyana are you from, Joel?
My family is from the east coast of the Mara, and where my parents were raised and so on, but I've been here, you know, most of my life. I've lived in this country. But traditionally, when I was younger, and, you know, when my parents came here, I'm sure like your parents did, you know, 35, 40 years ago,
right.
And we were kids, my parents would ship me back to Guyana for the summer while obviously they were going to work, because there was no one to watch me.
Right.
So I got very familiar with the country, the people, and so on and so forth. So I've really, really learned a lot. But getting back to the question of Bollywood.
How did you get started, right?
You know, I started obviously with the West Indian stuff, and then I teamed up with, you know, another icon, Bindu Kohli,
right.
who was given so much to this community,
yes,
and then very, you know, and introduced Bollywood to us, to the West Indian community, if you will. And I teamed up with Bindu, and we have started to do, you know, all the Bollywood shows together, teamed up, and, you know, the Priyanka Chopra, Rakhi Sadawant, you know, all these, you know, Shilpa Shetty, all these different stars, and started to do stuff.
Now,
like
being around all of these Indian artists, can I ask you, who's your favorite star?
In terms of Bollywood stars?
Bollywood, right.
You know, I've met so many of them.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, Zeenat Aman always stands out to me, because she's always very dear and very kind and very nice lady. Poonam Dhillon is just very pleasant. I just, as a matter of fact, I lost my BlackBerry in Guyana, or like all my contacts. I don't know what I did, and so I emailed everyone, and Poonam and all of them, just to reply and said, oh, you know, they were making fun of it, and like people like Poonam Dhillon, like very gracious and always kind. Zeenat Aman and Padmini Kolhapuri, very, very nice. Last year when I crowned the Miss Diwali pageant, I bring Padmini Kolhapuri to do the crowning, but I've started to develop a very close relationship with, like, and I'm sure you're familiar, Tanushri Datta. Her and I have become really, really close friends. Yes, and so, you know, everyone has their good and bad, you know what I mean? But I enjoy all of it.
So tell me, how did they first react to you? I mean, being of West Indian descent, or actually West Indian, and they're East Indian, you know, there's a language barrier. Was there any conflict?
You know what?
How did they react to you?
You know what, Lakshmee? I am a born salesperson within, and I go in as being me. Okay, and speak to people with respect and talk to them very kindly. I think one thing that stands out for me, I'm very jovial. I have this really great sense of humor, always joking and so on and so forth. And they buy into that. And I think sincerity comes across, and it just takes off from there.
They fall in love with your sincerity, your personality. You're a lovable person, Joel.
Thank you.
Okay. So tell me about your show in Guyana. I mean, we're here in New York, but I have to tell you, my mom lives in Garden of Eden. She gets up every night, guys, at 11 o'clock. You know, most people in Guyana go to bed as soon as it gets dark.
Yeah,
but my mother will get up 5 minutes to 11 to watch you. So I haven't seen the show, but tell me what the show was all about.
You know,
that you can wake my mom up at 11 o'clock.
I'll tell you, and many, many mothers and many, so many people, I've been, the love and the courage and the kind, generous, you know, emails and messages I get, it's overwhelming. I am so surprised. You know, I went to Guyana.
She tells me she tries to call sometimes, she can't get through. The lines are busy.
You honestly cannot get through, and you should see the fan mails and the letters and walking on the street. It's. And I'm not exaggerating. It's absolutely, and I think obviously it's because I'm different from the dressing and the way I talk and the presentation of the program.
She loves the way you dress, by the way.
Yeah.
She says you are the best dresser.
Yeah.
She's ever seen. She loves you. Everybody loves you.
Thank
That's
you.
what I have to say.
But I went to Ghana to perform at a show,
Okay.
and Mr. Anand Prasad,
And
just
Jen.
one of my favorite people.
Okay.
Bark is worse than his bite. I always say that to him. He's always yelling, but he's such a kind, big-hearted guy.
Big-hearted guy,
And,
okay.
and I had a meeting with him, and I started doing 1 and 2 shows for him, and it just really, really took off. And he offered me an amazing deal, an amazing contract, and presented me to Guyana. So he was the platform ready for me in terms of television into Guyana, and he gave me the stage and all the reins and all the support, and we are blown away. We there, at, now that I'm a part of the NTN's family, are just blown away of the response and the sponsors and what they're willing to pay
But
for,
you can't be
for my show.
surprised. I mean, Joel, you're fantastic. You can't
Well,
be surprised at all. Come on.
I am, Lakshmee, I am me. And I think that's, and a lot of people say that's what they like. I dress alright, I'm different, I push the fashion envelope, I push the topic, and it's more of a, let's roll back into time with beautiful music, and my tagline is like, go to bed with me. Or, which is,
Double meaning,
Yeah,
right?
exactly, double meaning, go
Which-
to bed with me.
Our culture revolves around.
Right.
Every Indian song has a double meaning.
Absolutely, and I say, let me tuck you into bed, or that kind of stuff. And people call me up late at night. I remember specifically a guy called me up, and he's like, thank you for playing those songs, they were so good. And he's like, you were somebody, this is unlike you, you sound like someone that somebody can relate to and talk to. And I said, please, is there something going on? And he's like, my girlfriend left me. And of course, live on TV, I'm like, so what happened? Tell me your story.
Okay.
And being me, I'm talking to the camera, I said, okay, hold on. I have a big gossip for you, okay? Don't tell anyone. Let me get into this. And so I'm talking to the guy, and he's telling me, and then he hangs up, and then the girlfriend calls and telling me her story, so it becomes a big talk. And it was just, so I make it not only entertainment of playing songs, but chatting with people and finding out, and if an auntie called me and said, I love your program, and I say, auntie, where are you from? I say, Quibo, well, I've never been to, tell me a little about it, what you cook tonight, this dal and roti business, and this, and you just interact, and you make them just feel special, and you embrace them, and make them feel a part of it, and I think that's what's different.
Now, I've got to tell you, congratulations. I heard about this coffee commercial that you did.
The green coffee.
Yes.
The green coffee. It's called the Green Coffee 800 actually, and I thought it was a weird name, and they asked me to do a diet commercial. I said, gee, thanks. Obviously, and if I tell you the story. And,
They just wanted you as a spokesperson. They
yes.
didn't mean anything by it, Joel.
We did, you know what though, and I'll tell you, and this is a true story, don't tell this to anyone. But so, we were shooting a commercial, couldn't get it right, this, that, and because I'm fussing, changing, doing 50 things, if you know me.
Okay.
And so finally, Dimple, who we're all familiar with and love, her and I were like, she's like, let's go have lunch.
Okay.
I was like, well, they don't have the final shot. So we went and we had lunch. I'm wearing like a little tight shirt. And so then I eat this Chinese food. And you know what happened? Then I feel bloated. And I have to come back. So I had to trick the commercial actually by doing this. I'm like, Jesus, not that I'm big or anything, but it was just so much fun. And the reality of that is, it has made such a huge impact because it's a different kind of commercial. And something different from what you'll see in Guyana, to be safe. And just the way we shot it and the things I said in the script and the tones and stuff like that. And it was a huge hit in terms of sales. Huge, humongous. And then I just did another ad for the Obsession ad for Arts of India, and it's on YouTube, and it's pretty mysterious and racy, and until the end, then you know what I'm talking about. And where it's like, I want it all, I have it all, I must have it. I can't live without it. And then in the end, I said it's my new obsession.
Actually, Joel, we actually have a clip of that. So we're going to take a break now. Viewers, check out this clip of Obsession.
At first, it was just a thought. Then suddenly, it became an idea. Before you know it, you can stop thinking about it. Day and night, night and day, it's all I can think about. Finally, I've realized it's my new bad habit. It becomes your world. You want it all. You need it all. It completes you in a world of fashion. It's my new obsession. Arts of India. You've gotta love it.
The Deputy Jyoti Association of Queens, New York proudly presents Diwali Motorcade 2010
Sponsored by Citibank and New York Life Insurance.
on Saturday, October 30th, 2010. Please come out and enjoy the festivities starting at 1 p.m. with a traditional Hawan ceremony to Goddess Lakshmee.
At 3 p.m., grand cultural show with sensational songs and dances. Plus the main event, 5:30 p.m., Diwali motorcade to light up Liberty Avenue.
The program begins at the Aria Spiritual Center grounds at 104-20, 133rd Street in Richmond Hill, New York.
Parade route will then flow down to Liberty Avenue. Program to be hosted by Kishore and Tanuja Raghu.
With special guest appearance by none other than Terry Gajraj. Please bring your family and friends out to light up Liberty Avenue.
If you would like to have a free motorcade in the parade and qualify for a cash prize, please call
917-685-5493 or contact us on the website at www.diwalimotorcade.com. We'll see you all there on October 30th, 2010. Happy Diwali, and please remember to bring your Diya light.
We're back in the studio with Joel Ghansham. I know you enjoyed that Obsession commercial. It was very sexy. Okay, so Joel, tell me, I heard you're writing a book. Tell me about this book.
You know, for those who know me, and for those who don't know me, obviously, I've lived quite an extensive...
Exciting,
blessed, controversial, detailed, interesting, edgy, fun life.
Okay.
And no saint, not that much of a sinner either. And somebody came to me with the idea about putting a book together, and I said, Lord, could you imagine? That would be scandalous. And it's true. And then, of course, I put the idea out there, and then I got a lot of response. And of course, some of the people that I've interacted with in my life personally has given, they've given me the call. Are you really writing a book? Is my name going to be in it? I said, well, of course, front, center, and back.
part of my life.
Part of my life. I'm not lying. I'm telling the absolute truth. And if someone feels that what's in the book is not true, they're welcome to challenge it,
Okay.
right? But I write the truth. What's there? It's called I'm Revealed. Yeah, and again, it goes
I
back.
love these names.
I'm
Where do you come from?
I'm Revealed.
Yeah.
I actually came up with that.
Okay.
I did sticky notes and I pelt a lot of stuff in there, and I said, I'm Revealed, Joel Ghansham. Very boom, boom.
It's the thing about artists. They're always so creative.
Yeah, and it's just going to talk about my life, my history, my family background, my personal demons, if I should say.
We all have them.
Yeah, I've had, believe it or not, I was raised in Florida first.
Okay.
When I was younger, and I've had a horrible experience in life, and that's going to be in the book. I'm talking about sexual abuse, not afraid, from my father's closest friend, and getting over that from therapy, and how I've managed to live with that and
What age did
overcome
that happen to you?
Maybe 15, 16? Yeah, 15, 16, living in fear. But you know what? I've honestly gotten over it. I obviously
Did you seek any counseling for that?
Absolutely.
Okay. As a
Seek
child or older? Was it while you were a child?
No,
When it
because
happened or later on?
the abuse happened when I was a child. The counseling and therapy happened when I was an adult and took it on myself,
Okay.
because it wasn't revealed until I was about 22. About 22 or so. That's when I revealed it to my family, and then we seek help and so on and so forth, and I go back and forth, and I'm not the only one, and I think it's like having a disease or something happening to you and suppressing it, and I would say that in our West Indian community,
Right.
we are known to suppress stuff and be like, oh well, if you have cancer, don't let the auntie or uncle or family
Yeah.
No, I want them to
You
know
need
that
to.
I
How are
have
you gonna get
cancer,
help?
and I want them to know what I'm
Right.
going through, and I want them to know that the pain and the suffering or the therapy, and I want, because it will help educate
Educate others.
as we go along, and I don't think anything is wrong with it. I
Absolutely
didn't
not.
go asking for it. You know, it happened. I've lived with it, and and it's made me stronger in a lot of ways, and it has weakened me in some of the ways. But you know, I stand tall, I stand proud, and I'm moving on.
And I have to commend you for coming out and saying that and admitting it, because by you, Joelle, I mean an icon in our community, admitting this on TV.
Yeah.
It's going to help some other child out there that's going through that and say, you know what, I didn't do anything wrong.
I've never
It's not
revealed
me.
this until now, by the way.
Well, I thank you for that.
No,
because you know what, you're going to help a lot of our viewers. There's some kids out there that things are happening to them, but they're too afraid. So guys, know that there's help out there.
And don't be afraid.
Don't be
Speak
afraid. It's
someone,
not your fault.
And don't. But you know, we have gone into an era and a time now where there are so many ways to get help or to speak out or to put your hands up and say, no, you can't do it to me. I'm not afraid of you.
Right.
And just find that inner strength.
Right.
And please do that and get the help. Talk to an adult. Find someone you can trust and talk to them.
The Divyajyoti Association of Queens, New York proudly presents Diwali Motorcade 2010
Sponsored by Citibank and New York Life Insurance.
on Saturday, October 30th, 2010. Please come out and enjoy the festivities starting at 1 p.m. with a traditional Hawan ceremony to Goddess Lakshmee.
At 3 p.m., grand cultural show with sensational songs and dances. Plus the main event, 5:30 p.m., Diwali Motorcade to light up Liberty Avenue.
The program begins at the Aria Spiritual Center grounds at 104-20, 133rd Street in Richmond Hill, New York.
Parade route will then flow down to Liberty Avenue. Program to be hosted by Kishore and Tanuja Raghu.
With special guest appearance by none other than Terry Gajraj. Please bring your family and friends out to light up Liberty Avenue.
If you would like to have a free motorcade in the parade and qualify for a cash prize, please call
917-685-5493 or contact us on the website at www.diwalimotorcade.com. We'll see you all there on October 30th, 2010. Happy Diwali, and please remember to bring your dia light.
Okay, so Joelle, I'm going to throw some phrases at you. A couple words, and I want you to tell me what first comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
All right, guys, ready? Joelle, love.
Always in love with life, with different people I meet, with ideas. I've been fortunate to marry love. And even though I'm divorced, I still love.
Relationship.
Currently single,
that's what we want you to know.
So please, if you don't have a date and you're looking for a date, I'm really not that expensive. I mean, we can go to a little Chinese restaurant, okay? I'll chip in for the Coke. Not currently dating.
Okay.
Always open to the idea. I mean,
Sexuality.
mine
Yes.
or the guy behind me. You know, Lakshmee, I'll be very honest with you. Being a male dancer, performer, obviously dressing in, you know, sequins and the way we perform, and you know that. And I am different, you know, from my stylish ways, pushing the fashion envelope, what I wear and how I wear it and how I present myself. People, not only for me, but I would say they question every male performer,
Yes.
Especially West Indian performers, they question their sexuality. I would say about sexuality, it doesn't matter. What matters is who you are as a human being, how you live your life, the respect you give to others, the value and the morals that you carry. I think that's the most important thing. I don't think who you're with personally, privately in a bedroom, what you do, when you do it, if you do it, and how you do it matters. I think it's who you are as a human being that counts. And that's what I say to sexuality.
Challenges.
Challenges. You know, I have had many challenges and roadblocks. And we will all continue to always have challenges in our lives. I can't name, I'm sure I can dig into their specifics. Challenges can be very healthy because it really takes you out of the square of your head, make you think out of the box.
Fans.
Love all of them. I love, and I'm speaking of love everyone here that supports me, and I have such a huge following and good support. My family, people, you, walking the street, but love going into the Guyana market at night, which is when I go, and seeing the little old lady sitting there, the auntie selling pineapple, or whatever it is she's selling there, and going and sitting next to her and saying to auntie, what time are you going home? And she said, I'll be here all night. And I said, but do you eat? Do you this? And just sitting there, and then she tells me how she loves the program, or the cutest thing, but you look so much fatter on TV. You know, I just love, I love that.
The honesty.
Yeah, or I love that, and when she called me pick me and that kind of stuff, breaks my heart. Love it, that kind of thing.
Well, Joelle, we've learned so much from you today. I have to say that you've brought entertainment, excitement, thrill, everything in the bucket that I can possibly think of you brought to the show today. It's been wonderful having you here on Let's Talk with Lakshmee. I've got to have you back. I got to come to Guyana, shoot some things that you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. My mom wants you to be part of the Diwali motorcade in Guyana. It's October 30th. I'm going to give you her number, and you're going to call her, because I want you to be part of it.
I heard, and looking at you, beautiful, gorgeous hair, fantastic smile, scintillating personality. Did you get your looks from your mom? Because I tell you, if you got your looks from your mom, I want her number for sure.
Oh, well then I got to give it to you right away, because I did.
Does she have an email? Does she have a fax? How do I get in touch with her?
She has all of that. I'll get that to you. But,
Absolutely.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, joelghansham.com.
Okay. So, email?
Joel at gmail.com.
Okay.
Joel.ghansham@gmail.com.
Okay. So we're going to put that on the screen.
Please do.
Okay. So viewers, if you want to contact Joelle, whether you're here in New York or in Guyana, because I know you guys are watching this in Guyana too, you can contact him. Joelle, again, it's been a pleasure
My
having
pleasure.
you on Let's Talk with Lakshmee. You're fabulous.
Thank
we
you.
love you so much.
You are a dear. Thank you for the opportunity. Being a senior to you, I should say, and have been in the show business probably a couple of years ahead of you. My blessings to you and everything you're doing, and your endeavors and your courage, your knowledge, the energy that you bring into this, just to do it and bring something different on behalf of the entire West Indian community and just people overall that watch this. We thank you.
Thanks, Joelle.
Absolutely. Take care.
Viewers, I know you enjoyed that exciting, sizzling episode with none other than Joel Ghansham. He's an international icon, dancer, TV host, and now soon-to-be author. So guys, please go ahead and pick up his book when it comes out. Look out for it. Look out for his book signing. And check him out on YouTube, on Facebook. Write to him. He'd love to hear from you. I'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. It's a date. Let's talk.